know, it's a lifetime memory that you'll never forget.
From Miami to Beijing.
I can't believe we're at the Great Wall of China.
The Ch.10!
Welcome to China. And when you look behind me, the first word that probably comes to mind is wow. This is a country filled with so much tradition and history, but there's a new tradition building, and that's basketball. So now enter your world champion, Miami Heat. The Heat's historic trip to China started in, of all places, Atlanta. With the team's preseason opener, the crowd got the show it wanted as the reigning MVP, LeBron James, put on a high-flying act for a short period of time. But when it was all said and done, the Heat knew they were ready to fly for a much longer journey. Packing up their bags and loading up for a 14-hour-plus flight to China. And we were set to go along for the ride, but we needed some advice.
So, like, what do you guys do during the flight? You guys are used to some long flights.
Yeah, well, the key is just sleep early and then stay up late because we get there at 9 o'clock. So you want to go to bed when we get to China.
So your advice?
Just make it through it.
Appreciate it. No laughing matter, though, because one by one, the Heat got right on the bus, and it was off to the airport to start this incredible trip. Right to the runway, off the bus, and onto the plane. The Heat's star players knew the focus would be on them for the entire week as they traveled to this basketball-crazed country. It was the start of an unforgettable journey, and for us, even more unique, since we were the only local television crew on this trip with this access. Once inside, I tried to take the players' advice and keep busy. A couple of good books on the computer should do the trick. As for those players, they are pros at passing the time, with a combination of playing on the computer, listening to music, eating, and resting.
Let us fly. There is no rain beyond the clouds.
This was a ride to the other side of the world. But eventually those 14 hours passed, and we landed in our first stop, Beijing, ready for the China Games. But it's a 12-hour difference. We're ahead here 12 hours. So basically we're 27 hours ahead of when we left Atlanta. So it's 9:30 at night. We gotta go back to the hotel and try to sleep. Everyone was clearly tired, especially the players. The jet lag was to be expected, but after clearing customs and passing the fan, for a few hours rest before the China experience officially got Beijing, the capital city of China, is a place filled with history. A city of over 20 million people. It's the political center of this country. Now you notice right away that you're in a communist country. There's a very strong police and military presence everywhere, and we were careful of what we captured on video. Despite that, its beauty is undeniable as the city is drenched in the old world of China. But here, you also quickly learn about the new generation of Beijing, a city and a people who crave basketball. And with the Heat, they were getting the pinnacle of it all, the defending NBA champions.
Women laugh. Numbers don't.
There was little time for rest after arriving. The Heat had a morning practice in their first full day in China. Coach Eric Spoelstra took it pretty easy on his team. No matter how used this team was to traveling, jet lag was going to be an issue for everyone.
After being on an airplane for 16 hours and then going to bed last night and sleeping for another 4 or 5, 6, whatever it was. The guys were anxious to get up here and run.
That basketball work was just getting started, but so was the process of learning about an amazing culture. Spoelstra made it clear to his players he wanted a balance on this trip.
We have a lot of activities set up for this team this week. So while we'll be able to do some basketball, do some sightseeing, we'll be able to do some team bonding as well.
And that meant an afternoon of tours. Part of that experience, as Spoelstra mentioned, is continuing to bond as a team and spending time together. Doing that while learning about China was on the agenda right after practice.
How you doing, man?
It's good.
The first stop of the Heat's China tour was the Summer Palace in Beijing, and this was our first shot to see the diehard basketball fans get up close with the players.
The best part of walking behind Dwayne Wade and LeBron is seeing the reaction from all the people as they walk. People just kind of look up and say, wow, when they start taking pictures.
Go. All right.
While fans took pictures of those players, the players took pictures of everything else.
Thank you. Because you'll stick out like a sore thumb in our picture.
Stepping out of the normal routine of being NBA athletes.
It seems like when you guys come here, you guys are playing tourists too. It's kind of fun to do that now and then.
Yeah, it's great to experience different things like this, you know. You think about basketball, but, you know, basketball has provided us so many opportunities just to experience so many different things and visit so many different places in history, and, you know, it's just wonderful to experience these type of things.
How many pictures you taking?
About 20 so far.
You got more to come?
More to come, way more, a lot more.
And to experience at the Summer Palace was a chance to see the classic Chinese garden design. In the late 1600s, the emperor of the Qing dynasty began building numerous imperial gardens around Beijing. The Summer Palace was the last one in 1750.
What are your impressions of Summer Palace, some of the places you guys seen today?
That's great. You know, it's the first time out here, so it's good to see, you know, their culture, you know, the things they do, the type of stuff they have in their country.
While the players took in this beauty and history, the fans calmly crowded them.
But even though they're like rock stars, like the Heatles, like they called each other last year, it's all controlled. All these people just want to get a glimpse of these guys.
And it served as a perfect backdrop for a team picture. With big smiles and laughs, it was clear the Heat were enjoying every moment, and this was just a snapshot of what was to come, the experience of a lifetime.